Students, let us continue to discuss sampling distribution. And in the previous two distribution videos, you have learnt about most of the basic concepts which you need to understand before getting into the problems. So here in this session, let us discuss few problems, how exactly those definitions which you have learned can be used while solving the problems. So let us take the problem 1. So a population consists of 4 numbers 3, 7, 11 and 15. Consider all possible samples of size 2 which can be drawn from this population without replacement. So find the mean and standard deviation in the population, and in the sampling distribution of means, verify the formulas mu x bar and sigma x bar. So here understand the question carefully. What and all is that been asked you to do it. So population has been given, and this population is a main set which has the elements. There are 4 elements have been given in the population or the universe. The members are 3, 7, 11 and 15. So what you have to do is we have to consider all the possible samples from this universe. So and the sample size must be 2. So size of the sample is 2. It means that the whatever the finite subsets you do, it must have only 2 elements in it. So which can be drawn, and one more condition has been given here is that without replacement you have to choose the samples. So first element has been drawn and it has been kept aside. So before the second draw you need not replace the element. So it means that the chance of the same element appearing in the next drawn is almost 0, because we are keeping the first drawn element aside. So that is without replacement. So what and all has been asked you to find is, find the mean and standard deviation of the population, and you need to verify this mu x bar and sigma x bar for population as well as for the sample. So let us look at the solution now. NP here is nothing but the population. Number of elements in the population is 4. So mean, how do we calculate the mean of a sample? So mean of a sample is nothing but add all the 4 elements given in the universe and divide it by number of elements given, number of individuals in the universe. So elements given in the universe are a population are 3, 7, 11 and 15. Add all the 4 elements, and total number of elements in the universe is only 4. So divided by 4. Therefore our mean value is going to be 9. Our mean value is going to be 9 here. So let us evaluate the variance now. So variance is sigma square, which is nothing but every member or every individual of the universe is to be subtracted, and subtracted with a mean here. So first element is 3 and minus 9 mu, whatever we have calculated. The first element is going to subtract the mu, that is the mean or min which we have evaluated. Similarly, the second element minus the mean, third element minus the mean, fourth element minus the mean. So square of all these things, add and square of all these things and divided by 4 gives you the variance. So when we evaluate all this, you get the value as 20. So sigma square is equal to 20, and therefore the standard deviation is sigma, which is equal to square root of 20. So you can see here the mean of the population is 4 and standard deviation of the population is square root of 20. So remember these values. Now we have to make the samples from the universe, the population, and the sample size must be 2. And another condition given here is that without replacement you have to find out all possible samples. So what and all the possible samples can be done from the population. So now look at this. Look at the elements given for us. The given elements are 3. The given elements are 3, 7, 11 and 15. So let us take the first element 3. 3 can be paired with 7. 3 can be paired with 11. 3 can be paired with 15. So possible samples are, one is 3 7, the other one is 3 11, the other one is 3 15. So now 3 has been already taken, so keep it aside. You have already drawn, and without replacement has been given as a condition for us, so we are going to keep that aside. The next element out of this, again out of the given elements 3 7 11 and 15, 3 has been ruled out because we have already drawn and kept aside. The remaining elements are 7, 11 and 15. So 7 can be paired with 11 and 7 can be paired with 15. Therefore, you can see the samples 7, 11, 7, 15. And now 7 has been drawn without replacement is the condition. So keep that also aside. In this way, if you do with 11 and 15 as the possible sample which we can make. So these are all, therefore, the total number of possible samples can be drawn from the given population without replacement are these many. So these many samples can be drawn. Totally there are 6 samples are available. So mean of these 6 samples. So how do you calculate the mean? So mean of the universe we have calculated in such a, like we have added all the 4 elements and divided by number of elements. The same way we have to do it for the sample also. So sample is having 2 elements. So every sample, there are 6 samples totally. All the 6 samples will have 6 means. So whether it is different or same, let us see when we evaluate it. So mean of the 6 samples. So in order to find the mean, we have to add both the elements of the sample and divide by 2. So when you add 3 and 7, it is 10 and divide by 2 gives you 5. Similarly, when you add the second sample 3 and 11, which gives you 14, divide by 2 gives you the 7 as a mean value. So when 3 and 11, 3 and 15 when you add, it is going to be the sum is equal to 18, and when you divide by 2, it gives you the sample as 9. Similarly, the next sample also gives you the mean 9, and the next sample, that is 7 and 15, gives you the mean 11, and 11 and 15 gives you the mean as 13. So there were 6 samples and all the means have been calculated. The mean values here are 5, 7, 9, 9, 11 and 13 respectively. So now we have to calculate the distributions. The standard distribution mean mu x bar. So when we want to calculate the distribution mean mu x bar, the means you have calculated. The mean standard distribution mean is add all the means what you have gotten and divided by total number of means. So when we do that, whatever the means that we have got it, 5, 7, 9, 9, 11 and 13 we had got it. There were 6 means. So sum all them and divide by 6. Therefore mu x bar is equal to 9. That is the distribution mean. And variance is sigma x bar square. So which we have to evaluate how we have evaluated in the previous case. Every mean value is to be subtracted, and 5 minus 9, that is 5 is a mean which we have calculated for the first sample, and that should be subtracted with the 9, and 9 because it is a mean. So every mean need to subtract the every mean of the sample must subtract the mean value of the samples, that is 9 mu x bar. 5 minus mu x bar value, 7 minus mu x bar value, 9 minus mu x bar. Likewise we have to do it for every values. So total number of means were 6. Therefore mu sigma x bar square is, when we calculate it, we get the value as 20 divided by 3. So variance is that, and standard deviation is square root of root 20 divided by root 3. So now, so we have to calculate, and you can observe here the mean of x bar was 9 and mean of a population is also 9. So we can clearly say that the mu x bar has been verified. Similarly, the standard deviation also has been verified. So going further, we need to evaluate this. So sigma divided by square root of n and square root of n minus n. The capital letter N here is small sample size, and NP here is sample size of the population. So that is capital letter N and small letter n we have considered, and here we are considering it in a different way. So NP here is population sample of size of the population, and n here is sample size. N here is sample size. So substituting all that, population size is 4 and sample size is 2, and NP is again 4 and minus 1, and sigma divided by root n value we had got it as root 20 divided by root 2, and when we evaluate all that we get it as root 20 divided by root 3, which is our sigma x bar. So sigma x bar square, and here it is sigma x bar, and again we have also seen mu x bar is equal to mu. So hence whatever has been asked us to verify, we have verified in this problem. So let us move on to the second problem. A sample consists of 4 numbers 3, 7, 11 and 15. Consider all possible samples of size 2 which can be drawn without replacement from this population. So find first one, population mean and population standard deviation, and mean of the standard deviation of the sampling distribution of mean, and verify the formulas for mean and standard deviation. So it is similar to your previous problem. The only difference between the problem 1 and problem 2 here is that was without replacement and here is with replacement. So mu here is equal to 9. I have already shown you how to evaluate the mean in the previous problem. Add all the elements of the population and divide by total number of elements in the population. So adding all and divide by 4 and you get the value of mu as 9. And we have also evaluated standard deviation sigma, which has been already shown in your previous problem. So in the same way, if you evaluate sigma, you get it as a square root of 20. So the possible samples of size n is equal to 2. So either you can take sample size as small n or capital letter N. So here capital letter N has been taken where small n and capital N are same. Sample size is small n, which is equal to 2, where it has been considered here as capital letter N. So now while choosing the elements, while choosing the samples from the population, you have to consider with replacement. So draw the first element, and before you draw the second element, whatever the element drawn in the first element should be replaced back in the population. Only then you have to go for second draw. So that is what the meaning with replacement. So now when we do that, so you have the elements. So recall the elements which was being given for us. So recall the elements which was given for us. The elements were 3, 7, 11 and 15. So first you have taken 3. So 3 can be paired with 3 itself. First we have drawn 3 and we are going to replace it back. There is a possibility that in the second row also you may get 3. So therefore 3 comma 3 is a sample. So again 3 can be drawn in the first draw and in the second draw you may get 7. Therefore 3 comma 7 can be your second sample. Similarly 311 and 315. So whatever the elements you are drawing, you are going to keep it back in the population and draw again. So you have got these two with respect to 3. So now we are going to take the second element, which is 7. 7 can be mapped to 3. So again 7 can be mapped to 7 itself. 7 with 11 and 7 with 15. So like this if we do, the maximum number of samples that we will get are, what and all the samples that we will get are 3, 3, 3, 7, 3, 11, 3, 15, 7, 3, 7, 7, 7, 11, 7, 15, 11, 3, 11, 7, 11, 11, 11, 15 and 15, 3, 15, 7, 15, 11, 15, 15. So these are all the samples which we can get from the population with size n is equal to 2. Now we need to evaluate mean of all these samples. So what are the mean? How is that mean can be calculated? Add the elements of the sample and divide by number of elements in the sample. So you're going to add 3 and 3, which is 6. Divide by 2 gives you 3. Similarly, 3 and 7, the sum is equal to 10. Divide by 2 gives you 5. So likewise, if you do all the, if you calculate for all the samples, the mean value we get it as 3, 5, 7, 11, 5, 7, 9, 11, 7, 9, 11, 13, 9, 11, 13, 15 respectively with respect to the samples which we have listed. Now, according to the frequency, we have to arrange these mean values. So according to the mean and frequency distribution, let us arrange in the form of a table. So look at the mean values, what and all we had got it. So we had got different means only we are going to list out here. So repeated values we are going to avoid. So 3 is the mean which we have got it. 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 and 15 are the different means that we had got it for the samples which we have obtained. So now frequency distribution, how many times it has been appeared. So look at your mean values. 3 has appeared only once. So there is no 3 again here. Therefore we have written it as 1. So 3 is appeared 1. You can look on the means what all you have obtained. 5 has appeared 2 times. 5 has appeared 2 times. Therefore frequency is 2. Frequency distribution, F takes the value 2. 7 has appeared 3 times and 9 has appeared 4 times. 11 has appeared 3 times and 13 has appeared 2 and 15 has appeared once. Therefore frequency values also has been given accordingly. So now we have to evaluate mu for the samples. So mu of the samples can be defined as summation Fi xi divided by summation Fi. So substitute your F value and X value and divided by sum of all the F values. So when we do it, F is 1 and X is 3. So F is 1 and X is 3. F is 1, X is 3. 2 and 5. 2 and 5. Summation of all these things divided by total number of frequency values. So sum all these values and write it is going to be 16. So therefore mu X bar is going to be 9. So you can compare this with your mean of the population. So mean of the population was 9 and here mu X bar is also 9. So one value we have verified now. So now we have to verify the standard deviation also. So sigma X bar square is equal to, which can be defined for with replacement as this, summation Fi into xi minus mu X bar whole square by summation Fi. So substitute the values accordingly and summation Fi is 16. We have already calculated and substituted. So you get the value of sigma X bar is equal to sigma X bar square as 10 and standard deviation sigma X bar is equal to square root of 10. So now you can verify mu X bar is equal to mu and sigma divided by root n is square root of 20 by root 2 and which is equal to root 10. So which is the value of sigma X bar. So we have evaluated whatever was been asked us to find. We have done all the things here. So let us look at another problem. A coin was tossed 400 times and the head turn up is 216 times. So test the hypothesis that the coin is unbiased at 5% level of significance. So let us define the hypothesis first. H naught. Null hypothesis is H naught and alternative hypothesis is H1. So what is our null hypothesis is the coin is unbiased and alternative hypothesis, it should be opposite of null hypothesis. Therefore it should be the coin is biased. So for a coin appear unbiased and biased, the probability of success is 1 by 2 and H1 is opposite of that. P should not be equal to 1 by 2. So let us here go for a two-tailed test. Let us go here for the two-tailed test. So what has been asked, out of all the data has been given for us as n is equal to 400. So 400 times we have tossed the coin and x is the random variable which has been taken as the head appearing in the tossing. So how many times it has been appeared in the given, according to the given data, x is equal to 216. 216 times the head has appeared. So tossing a coin is a binomial trial and therefore n is finite here. And in the binomial distribution, we know the mean and standard deviation. The expressions are given by mu is equal to np and sigma is equal to square root of npq. So we know the value of p. So since we know the value of p, it is easy for us to calculate the value of q. So because we know p plus q is equal to 1. So by using this expression, you can get the value of q is equal to half. P is equal to half and q is also is equal to half. So let us evaluate the mean now. Mean is mu, which is equal to n is 400 number of trials, therefore 400, and p is half. Therefore we get the value of mu as 200, and standard deviation is square root of npq. N is 400, p is half, and q is also half. Therefore sigma is equal to 10. Under HO, that is null hypothesis, this test of statistic can need to be evaluated. So we have to evaluate the value of Z, the normal variate, which was given by the expression. If you remember, try to recall the expression. The Z expression was x minus mu divided by sigma. So let us substitute the value for x and the value of mu and the value of sigma. So what was your x here? X is the number of times the head appeared in the tossing. So 216 times the head was appeared. Therefore, the value of x is 216. Mu we have evaluated, which is going to be 200, and sigma also we have evaluated just now, the value was 10. So when we substitute all that, we get the value as 1.6. So therefore, so from the normal distribution table, two-tailed test with 5% level of significance is plus or minus 1.96. That is 1 minus 1.96 to plus 1.96. That is the standard values given for the 5% level of significance. So it is given in the problem also to test with the 5% level of significance. Therefore, we are considering it. So when you look at these values, the standard values is plus 1.96. So the whatever the value which we have obtained is 1.6. So therefore, this 1.6 is less than 1.96. The obtained value is less than the standard value. Therefore, the hypothesis is accepted at 5% level of significance. Therefore, we can conclude that the coin is unbiased. The H naught which we have defined in the beginning is H naught as unbiased. The coin is unbiased. Therefore, we can conclude here with the proof that the coin, whatever it has been taken to do the experiment, is unbiased. So this is how you need to evaluate the problems. So let us take another example, that is problem 4. Problem 4, a die was thrown 9,000 times and the thrown was obtained 3240 times on the assumption of a random throwing. Do the data indicate an unbiased die at 1% level of significance? The previous problem was at 5% level of significance, was asked us to do it. As in different case, we are taking 1% level of significance here. So let us define H naught and H1 first. So H naught is the die is unbiased. So how many outputs we will get when we throw the die is 6. So out of that, 2 divided by 6. Let P be the success of getting the number 5 or 6. So therefore 5 or 6, there are 2 outcomes, we are taking it as a success. Getting the 2 outcomes out of 6 is 2 by 6. Therefore P is taken as 2 by 6, which is equal to 1 by 3. So since H naught as P is equal to 1 by 3, then here H1, the alternative hypothesis, must be the opposite of that, that is P is not equal to 1 by 3. So given n is equal to 9,000 and observed value of success is 3240, which is equal to, that we are taking it as x here. So given trial is an example of binomial Bernoulli in the binomial distribution. Under H naught, the expected number of success u of x, which is mu p, is equal to np. The mu value here is np. So n is 9,000 and p is 1 by 3. Therefore, the value of mu is 3,000. And evaluating sigma, that is square root of npq. The formula, this is a formula for standard deviation and binomial distribution. Substituting for n, p and q, we get the value as sigma is equal to 44.72. Under the hypothesis, null hypothesis, the z value we need to evaluate as z is equal to x minus mu divided by sigma. So mu is nothing but expectation of t, and sigma can be written as standard deviation of t. So substituting for these values which we have already obtained, we get z value as 5.4. So from the normal distribution table with a two-tailed test at the 1% level of significance, that is the value should lies between plus or minus 2.58, and the z value what we have obtained is 5.4. So the z calculated value is 5.4 and the standard value is 2.58. This 5.4 is more than 2.58. Therefore, H naught is rejected. We cannot consider the case. Therefore, it has been rejected at 1% level of significance. That means that the die is unbiased. The die is biased. Sorry, unbiased was H naught and therefore die is biased here. So, thank you.